Oh, did not see this here, but hi everyone. Positive right here today with another video. Didn't mean for you guys to see me in this light. Sorry. I'm just here though. I was, walking around, normal booktube stuff, and just kind of thinking about things I can do, maybe like with this, but maybe probably not. Sorry, but basically I was just like, thinking about some stuff. Halloween season's coming up, and that when that comes, it just like a part of me kind of just like comes out, and I can't really control it, so I kind of just like I adapted, and we just have fun with it. Over here I do, at least. But apparently there's a thing going on booktube called Thriller-A-Thon. And it's when people just read a whole bunch of thriller books for like a week, and I had no idea about this. Right up my alley, as you can see. But yeah, so I thought you guys would enjoy seeing this other side of me or whatever before I go out and terrorize some town people or whatever, normal stuff. So let's just talk about this readathon, because I'm excited to read some books about people that have that type of side like I have. I can relate to these people. So without further ado, we're going to be talking about this readathon today. This readathon is hosted by A Beautiful Chaos of Books, What Victoria Read, and Harriet Rose, and it's pretty sure it's like a week-long readathon, like most readathons. And basically, you just read thriller books. They can be crime, thriller, mystery, anything on that genre. You can just read the books and have a lot of nice killer fun. So basically, the details are it starts from the 19th of August, which is next Monday, to this Monday actually, and then to the 26th of August. And the challenges are as follows. Oldest thriller on your TBR. The oldest thriller on my TBR is Night Film by Marisha Pessel, and I had this on my TBR since last year, since I started wanting to read thriller books, so I decided to put this on his list. It is about a guy who basically, it starts off with, obviously, maybe not starts off, but the blurb says that this girl dies, this woman dies, and the authorities are like, this is an accident, but Scott McGrath thinks otherwise. So he basically has to think about what happened as far as her life and as far as the death, and then he teams up with these other people, these other young people, and tries to uncover the truth of what happened to this woman. And his life gets messed up along the way, or did in the past when he was looking into all this stuff. But, so he can lose even more now, having somebody who died that's not natural causes or not suicide, and it's actually a murder, not like the best circumstances to be trying to investigate in the first place. The next challenge is an author you have read before, and the author that I've read before that I'm going to be reading another book by is Gillian Flynn, and I'm going to be reading Dark Places by Gillian Flynn. So this book is about a girl who, when she was 7, her mother and sister and two sisters were killed in like a Satan sacrifice thing in Kansas, and basically she survived, and she testified against her 15-year-old brother, Ben, that he had done it, obviously. 25 years later, these people are approaching her to get evidence to get him out or whatever, and they hope to set him free, and she hopes to like profit off the story, because that's what people do apparently. But now she's on the run from a freaking killer herself. So look at you. You can't win, Chief. The next challenge is a thriller with a trope that you love. And the trope that I chose is not even really a trope, but it's anything. I love anything with a mother and son dynamic. I feel like it's not a dynamic that's really ever, not even like appreciated, just like talked about or explored or whatever. But I enjoyed a lot, so I wanted to pick a book that had that in it. Because there are definitely not enough books out there that have it in it, and also the ones that are out there I have not read yet. So the book that I chose is A Good Enough Mother by Bev Thomas, and this book is about a woman who's a psychotherapist, which automatically set me like, wow, because I love like looking at brain stuff and psychological stuff. It's really interesting, She has years of experience, but professional skill is no guard against private grief. The mother of grown twins, she is haunted by the fact that her son, basically, who is someone who like never fit in and stuff, and he disappeared a year and a half. So she can't give up hope finding him yet, obviously, because what mother would? But she feels that she's living a half life, waiting for him to return. Enter this new patient who basically looks exactly like her son. She's determined to help him, but now she has complicated feelings because she's like, my son's here, but he's not. Like, you know, it's just basically a lot of confusion and a lot of greatness, and I can't wait to read it. It sounds super interesting, and I literally am so excited to read it. The next one is a host favorite thriller. So one of the hosts, each of them chose a book, and you can choose to read host favorite book that they picked on this list, that they put on this list, and the one I chose is Sweetpea by S.J. Scoose, which is about C.J. Scoose. I can't spell apparently. The top of the line, and on the cover I'm pretty sure, says the last person who called me Sweetpea ended up dead. And I've heard this book described as very funny and very kind of like vulgar, I guess, but like it seems like a comedy, like a dark comedy, and I'm excited for it. It sounds really interesting. Listen to this. Just listen to this right quick. This little paragraph in the blurb. I haven't killed anyone for 3 years, and I felt that when it happens again, I'd feel bad, like an alcoholic taking a sip of whiskey. But no, nothing. I had a blissful night's sleep. Didn't wake up at all, and for once, no bad dream either. This morning, I feel balanced, almost sane for once. That sounds insane, and I'm excited to pick it up, even though I've never heard of it, and if it wasn't for it being on this list, I probably wouldn't be reading it now. So I'm glad. I don't know who chose this one, but whoever did, thank you. I can't remember, but I did watch each of the host videos, so I should know, but I don't. The next one is your most anticipated thriller, The Girlfriend by Michelle Francis. This has been on my TBR for a while. I saw it at, I saw it at Target like months ago, and I was like, we might have to do this because it sounded so interesting. So I'm trying to look it up right now on Goodreads because I'm trying to find like the blurb and stuff. I kind of know what this is about pretty much, but I want like the accurate thing because I might mess it up. Basically, it says a girl, a boy, his mother, and the lie she'll wish she never told. The Girlfriend is a gripping blah 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 about stuff, and yeah, it looks at the potentially charged relationship between girlfriend, boyfriend, and his mother, which most women can identify with, and locates it in an extreme but believable setting. Which sounds like chaos central, and I am so here for it. I can't wait. Like, that's why it's for the most anticipated, because I am so excited to read this. If I had the money at the time, I would have bought it then, but I didn't. Perfect time to read it now, and I cannot wait. The next challenge is newest thriller on your TBR, and for that one I chose The Wife Between Us by Greer Hendricks and Sarah Buchanan, and that is about, it says, I like how they did this blurb too. It's different than the rest of them. It doesn't just tell you what it's about. It says, when you read this book, you will make many assumptions. You will assume you are reading about a jealous ex-wife. You will assume she is obsessed with her replacement, a beautiful, younger woman who is about to marry the man they both love. You will assume you know the anatomy of this tangled love triangle. Assume nothing. I am super duper excited to read this, and I can't wait, and it's my newest thriller on my TBR because I found it recently, and that's the one I chose for this. The next challenge is shortest thriller on your TBR, which is All the Beautiful Lies by Peter Swanson. Yes, and it is, I forgot how many pages it is. I think it's like, it's the shortest, obviously, so it has to be shorter than all the rest of them. And it is, I did go through like every single one on my TBR and like look for the freaking page counts. It doesn't have the page count on Goodreads, which is like concerning, but anyway, it's definitely the shortest one on my TBR. And basically this man thinks that his stepmother, that she's basically like super beautiful and otherworldly in a way, and she's really kind and stuff. So now his father's dead, and you already know where this is going. Super excited. I just love stuff like this. It's kind of like, you know, the scandal of it all. I just really enjoy stuff like this. I'd rather read this than like some generic random other thriller about like, I don't know. I don't really search for a lot of generic thrillers at all. So I just know like the basic plots for a lot of them, and I'd rather read this stuff than that stuff. The last challenge is a thriller with the creepiest cover, and for this one, you guys, I chose Psycho by Robert Bloch, which is the book that inspired the 1960s movie Psycho, and then my favorite TV show in 2013, Bates Motel. So I'm super excited to be reading this. I'm so glad that it ended up being the one I chose for this, because I did go through a lot of these thrillers that I have on my TBR, and none of them really had creepy covers. They have nice covers, but not creepy. But that one had a creepy cover, so I'm super excited to be reading that. And that was all the books on my Thrillerathon TBR. I'm super excited to do this. In the meantime, you know, before it starts, I'll just be doing whatever, you know, other stuff that I like to do when October is approaching, you know, when I just have this side of me that it kind of just, you know, jumps out or whatever that I can't really control. So I'm excited for this. I hope you're as excited as I am, because thrillers are amazing and I need to get into them, and I'm so glad I am. And I'm so glad this exists, because I have been waiting to get into thrillers all year. So I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you enjoyed this readathon. And I'll see you later with another video. Bye.